the uniform. Oh, I was just lying down and thinking about this huge Star Wars announcement that Disney laid on us last week. Because if you're a Star Wars fan like I am, then you're really excited. Of course, if you don't have Disney Plus, you're going to get Disney Plus because we have a ton of new shows coming out in the near future to satisfy our hunger, and a huge movie directed by a big-time movie director. No surprise, but I'm just really excited. And before I jump into today's topic, just want to share, if you hadn't heard by chance, we have shows. We have an Obi-Wan show, which is going to be amazing, set 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. And yes, Hayden Christensen going to make an appearance as none other than Darth Vader. We have a TV show set 5 years before Rogue One, dealing with the group that eventually was in Rogue One. And we have a Lando series. We have a Lando series. Who's going to love that swashbuckling guy? That's going to be fun. No confirmation whether Donald Glover is going to be in it or not, but we'll see. And of course, we have Mandalorian Season 3. That's a given, but we all knew that. And then we have two spin-offs of Mandalorian. We have Rangers of the New Republic, which is kind of not really a lot of information about that yet. Maybe it's something secret. Of course, if you're watching this season, you saw the Jedi Ahsoka, Rosario Dawson's character, and she's going to get a little spin-off. So that'll be really interesting. And so a lot more TV shows, but those are the ones that I'm excited about. And then, of course, the huge movie that'll come out in a couple of years, Rogue Squadron, which, if you know, Rogue Squadron is the group that Luke was part of in the first Star Wars, or A New Hope, number 4. And it's going to be a spin-off of of a younger version of that group, and doing something totally different, probably separate from what we've seen in anything before, directed by Patty Jenkins, who has given us not one, but 2 Wonder Woman set to come out next week, the second one. And I'm excited. I don't know about you, but what we're really here for is, it is the holiday time. It is the holiday season. Rolling in, we're already in Hanukkah. We're going to roll into Christmas soon. We're going to roll into the New Year. Many of us have been told or asked not to do the traveling, not to see the family. So it's going to be a lot of zooming on holidays, and a lot of cooking at home, especially here in New York. We don't have a lot of dining options now that indoor dining is going to be closed and things won't be open as late as we want, say, for New Year's Eve. So that brings with it maybe some cocktails. And today we're going to talk a little bit about some of the fun cocktails you can make. And all these can also be mocktailed, if you will, for those of you that just want to join in the fun, but without a little bit of the headache. Get it? So let's head to the bar. So like we talked about, it is that time of the year when cocktails are in abundance, and even this year, even more so, because of the Zooms, because of the lack of family opportunities, and just doing things on our own. So let's kick it off with the Smores Martini, and a classic take on the s'mores, and even better if you have a campfire, have a little toasted marshmallows on top. If you have a stove, that's fine too. Or, worst case scenario, you just let it match and toast some marshmallows. But it's a great way to kick off the evening and relax with your favorite Christmas cookies, I think. And next we have the Orange Ginger Rum Punch. Now, this is one of those things that, it's if you have a group that you're comfortable with. But this is the perfect kind of large gathering type of thing. If you're going to have one of those, I'm not saying one way or the other, but I'm just saying, if you have a big group of people that maybe you put this classic dish together. So easy, very easy to do if you have bulk. And then you get those little tiny cups, the little ones, maybe the ones that were in Christmas Vacation. Just easy to sip, and it lasts a long time. Don't have to refill it. So much easy to do. And now to one of the most classic Christmassy of Christmassy drinks, the mulled wine. And this is, it goes all the way back. It's a very big drink in Europe and goes back, has big history to it. And for ages, they would make this. And it is, not only that is a fun drink to drink, especially if you like wine, but when you make it and you have that on your stove, or even if you do it in your little ready pot, it smells the whole house just beautiful. All those spices and stuff. Even if you don't like to drink it, it just still smells. The smell of it all is just amazing. I wasn't really a big fan, but after the times we've gone to London, it's all over the markets during this time of year. They have little stations almost every other place, and you're almost compelled to have some. And you kind of get a taste for it, and it is a fun, easy drink to make. Again, it's just something that you can have sitting on your stovetop all day long. If it gets cold, heat it up a little bit, and very easy to drink. Now we get to the spiked hot chocolate. Now you can either do this from scratch, so easy to make from scratch. A little milk, little cocoa, and whatever spike you want to use, or you can just get the store-bought. Very easy. Now, when I make my hot chocolate, I like to get it really, really hot. Really, really hot and almost steaming, almost burning like. Because then you take your favorite ice cream and cool it down just a little bit. Just enough so that it's still a nice, yummy, enjoyable drink. And then you have a tasty drink to go with a nice fire. If you are lucky enough to have a fire in your place, get it? Fireplace. Sorry, I'll stop with the bad jokes, I promise. Nonetheless, spiked hot chocolate, something fun on a cold night. Now, almost as classic as the Hocho is the hot toddy, also called hot whiskey in Ireland. And it's so easy to make. Very, very easy. A little water, and it's perfect for coming in after the snow or walking your dog in the cold, any time of the day, and it's very easy to make. Now, there's a few variations depending on what you want to use as the spike of it all, but mostly they're made with rum and bourbon. Again, so easy to make and ready on hand. As long as you have the spike, pretty much always have the ingredients. There's actually a cold toddy as well, and that's usually made though with rye and Earl Grey tea and all the spices that you would normally put in to hot toddy, lemons, ginger, and you just get it cold. And that can even sounds good in the summertime, sitting on your porch. But back to the winter. Now back to some fun, creative, festive drinks, if you will. And we have a variation of the mimosa and the cranberry mimosa. Again, something easy to make. You know, it's a perfect drink if you want to start off the New Year's Day that way, or maybe you'd use it to toast New Year's Eve the night before. And you have that opportunity to kind of just keep it around the house. And it's one of those sipping drinks where you don't have to, drink it very fast. You can just sip on it all day long. And maybe it just helps you recover from the night before, and you still want to celebrate the New Year's Day and celebrate the fact that we are into 2020, and that's your drink of choice as you sit back and watch whatever it is you're going to watch on New Year's Day. probably still some more Hallmark Christmas, because you know they're not going to be done with those yet. And who doesn't like a nice glass of cranberry juice? I mean, I do. What wouldn't be festive without a little margarita? Although this is my spin on it, and we call it the mistletoe Mezcalida, with your favorite brand of mezcal. Now, you can also use tequila and keep it as a margarita, should you want to. So this is great. You have an opportunity to have one concoction be two different drinks. And just like a regular margarita and mezcalida, you can make it frozen or not, on the rocks, if you will. And it just gives you those options. And very easy to adjust either way. Maybe you start off with a frozen one, and then you go with a regular on the rocks one. Either way, it's very tasty, but you can't forget the salt rim. You have so many options. You have the regular salt rim, you have the nice spicy salt rim, the chili spicy salt rim, and even if you get your hands on the black lava rock salt rim, that's probably my favorite. And that is a fun way to celebrate the holidays. Now, because even though it's cold out, it's maybe snowing, it may be really windy, it may be, 20 below outside, but maybe you still want that frozen drink. And especially when that frozen drink is going to warm you up with a little vodka inside. And that's where we have the drunk, I swear I haven't been drinking, the drunk Jack Frosty. And what better drink to make a little frozen, throw it in your blender, throw it all together, and it looks like you're drinking a snowman. Except he's blue. Okay, now saving the best for last. At least my favorite. And it's what I like to call, when you throw in a little alcohol with it, it's called milk punch or egg milk punch. And we're talking eggnog. And what better way to have this tasty, creamy, really fattening drink than to spice it up a little bit, or spike it up a little bit. And certainly a drink you can have while you're either finishing off those wonderful Christmas cookies at the end of a beautiful Christmas day, or the end of another holiday, or you just wanted to have it as a nice nightcap. It goes well with anything this time of year. And that's why it's one of my favorites, because it's almost like its own dessert. Now, you can spike eggnog with a few different things, but mostly people spike it with bourbon. That usually tastes really good. It doesn't wash away too much of the eggnog, and you still got that little kick there. And it's almost a season to taste kind of thing. So now I've shared with you a few of my favorite holiday festive cocktails. And if there's something that I didn't talk about, or is one you're excited to try of the ones we did, let me know. Let me know it out of here. If you got a recipe, do you have a recipe that you love to make every year? Or the drink that you love to have this time of year? Let me know. It's this time of the year that we need to share. There's 15 days left of this crazy ass year. And we just gotta let it go and just enjoy it. And it's gonna be a crazy holiday season like we've never had before for many, many different reasons. And so keeping each other happy and smiling and just alive is ever more important during this time. So throw them at them. Let me see those recipes. What are you excited to have? What is your go-to drink every holiday season? Let me know. We can share them, and maybe there's something new that I'm gonna have. I can't wait to see what you have. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you had a little fun here with my bottles of liquor and my little Star Wars talk in the beginning. I'll be back next time for another Tuesday 10 Talk. That time of the year where we just gotta let it all, just enjoy it, and that was stupid. Hey, look, an easy place to find all my Tweet Talks and my Tuesday 10 Talks. Thanks.